So this time on Flip or Flop, one, we're rating cinnamon rolls, and we're going to talk about how weird these cinnamon rolls are. It's been a journey to get here. And two, guest for this round is Miss Caela Castillo from JAXXON. She's a director of CX, and Caela is an OG when it comes to Flip. How long have you been using Flip?
Since 2022. So before Flip got their name changed.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. It's been a journey.
Yeah, I think you've been with the company longer than I have been, which is wild.
It's so funny.
Yeah. But JAXXON, so tell the people what JAXXON does.
So JAXXON, we're primarily a men's jewelry brand. We sell women's jewelry as well. Our biggest thing is like a Cuban link chain, but we also sell watches, bracelets, pendants, like literally every type of jewelry for men. But we're also like big on community, like brand community.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to see people who have like men who have never worn jewelry before, but they're like, hey, I listened to the podcast, or I saw this athlete wearing it. And it's really cool to get connected to your customers that way. That's been one of the funnest things about, working with this brand.
I love it. I love it so much. I wear these two little itty bitty chains, and I'm sorry for messing with the mic, every day. And like, I love how dainty they are, but at the same time, like, I see the Cuban chains on your website, and I'm like, I'm not a quiet person. So like, let's.
Yeah. You gotta try it. I mean, I'm a dainty jewelry person too, but sometimes I'm like, that looks really good on like another person. I'm like, maybe I could try that. Maybe that is me. So it's fun to like experiment and see what really works for you. But definitely like we have some little dainty pieces, and I think it's about like finding what works for you. And then like one day you just put something on and you're like, why have I never worn this before?
Right, yeah, well, we've got to talk about these cinnamon rolls. Okay, so we were gonna rate pasta, and we have to rate carbonara because we're filming this in the morning, and carbonara is eggs and bacon, so it's breakfast pasta. But what I didn't think about was that there's not a pasta place open this early in the day. Not that it's particularly early, but we had to change course a little bit. And I said donuts, and you said, well, I also really love cinnamon rolls. And I said, fuck yes, because I am a cinnamon roll fiend. So I go on DoorDash, our good friend DoorDash, and I find cinnamon rolls, and I see this Cinnamon brand, and the pictures looked good. And I'm a sucker for marketing. They arrived, and like the bag didn't smell like anything. And then I opened up the bag, and I felt the cinnamon rolls, and they're cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and that's not what you want in a cinnamon roll.
No, and there's no smell, which is weird. But yeah, we've gone on a bit of a journey. This is a Michigan-based company. They've been on QVC. They ship nationwide. They have subscriptions. So, Cinnamon. We are gonna try, this is like their classic with cinnamon buttercream.
Okay.
So,
I mean, the smell is there now.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
smell is there now.
That's exactly what you want from a cinnamon roll.
And Sam microwaved these for us, so I don't know if he followed the instructions to only microwave them
out,
40 seconds. Yep.
Okay, let's like get in this. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It probably could have been microwaved a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like that's what's hard, because when you microwave, like, it feels hot.
Yeah.
Like not everything is getting that soft or crunchy kind of part.
Yep.
But I will say, I like the frosting.
Yeah, I like the frosting too, but I feel like it might be a little bit too much of it.
I mean, there is a lot on there.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you might need to kind of like move around, get the right consistency. It does have a Cinnabon mall kind of vibe.
It really does.
Like
it really does.
You're in high school, you've just been dropped off, and that brings me back to that.
Yeah. I am going to do something sacrilegious. I am usually like a start from the outside and make my way and have the middle bite be the last bite because it's the best bite. But I've got to try the center.
Go right in. That's what I did, because I was thinking, if I'm going to taste it, I might as well taste the best part.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. And I
really
like the little drippies that are about to come off of there. Okay. Oh my God, that's hot. Sam, I'm calling HR.
Right? That was the move. Go straight from the center.
That's a good bite. The outside of the cinnamon roll, I could take or leave, but that center,
Center, definitely better than the outside. I think if this was prepared a little bit differently, instead of like microwaving it, maybe like, well, obviously we don't have an oven here, but that could be the move. If you were a subscriber to these cinnamon rolls and wanted them all the time, maybe the microwave isn't the way to go.
Maybe. And I would assume that if you like got them on like mail order, that the frosting would not come on them.
Right. So you can kind of like do that a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
I think that would be the move. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna rate this in a minute. First, I want to ask you. I start everything with like, what's a CX hot take that you got that like, this is the thing that's on your mind right now?
Yeah. I heard somebody recently say that customers absolutely do not want to talk to you or your team. And I was like, I would beg to differ. I think that's where it gets really exciting to have things like AI and automation, because you can give options, but there are definitely customers who want to talk to people, maybe in, different ways. Some are like, I just need a human to give me an answer. And then there are the customers who literally want to like divulge every opinion they've ever had, which is fine. But that's my hot take. Customers, I think they do want to talk to you. I think they just want options. And I fully believe in like, have every single option available. Have the information, have the forms of communication, and the right customer will find the right way to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's meeting your customers in the channel that they want to meet you in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really interesting too, because sometimes I will just like randomly, I'm like, has this person ever reached out to us a different way? And there are some customers who just want to message us on Instagram, the ones who only want a phone call, some that they're like, well, I'm going to find every single channel until I get the, quickest answer. But it's interesting to see kind of like, you need to meet them where they're at. And like the more options you have available, you're going to have, just a better experience for your customers.
Yeah. Have your customers that are like regular contactors, have they ever come to you and said like, I'm really disappointed that you're not in this channel. Like, I want to be able to chat with you. I want to be able to.
I wonder, well, we have so many available. I mean, we really are like across the board. I think probably the only thing we don't have is like WhatsApp. Okay. So maybe if we have more customers internationally, that could become something. But I think because we're on socials, we have phone, live chat, email, contact form. Like there's just so many options. But definitely it's good to hear of customers who are like, I wish like these options were available first. And then if I can't get the answer I want, then I can come, to this, whatever. So I think that's where I'm at right now, is making sure that like all the options are available and try to think of like, if I didn't want to talk to anybody, but this is the answer I wanted, like how would I go through that? And then if I can't get my information, who would I go to first? So I think that's kind of the way to think through it, like put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah. I would love to have a conversation with whoever said that customers don't want to talk to you. I was talking with someone a couple months back who said that they are really sick and tired of seeing people get promoted into executive level customer experience or customer support positions who have never been in a call center, never answered a phone, or never answered an email, or never answered a text. And I have to wonder, is the person who said that one of these people who has never really been in the trenches?
No, I think that's such a hot take, because seriously, like you have to know what it's like from every level. And I will say, even when, I'll say like during Q4, things are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm helping every single department. There's a lot going on. You think you staff your team properly, but sometimes you're like, wow, that's a lot of emails, or how did all these chats just come in right at this moment? And for me, in order to understand like what's going on, I'm gonna hop in and still, answer some emails, look at what the live chats are. I'm like, maybe I'll just take a couple, and then you understand what it's like. Because if you think of everything in the theoretical, like it does not apply in the way you think it will. You have to know how it functions from like the agent perspective.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got to rate these cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
For me, like it's definitely a flip. Like I would eat this. I would eat the whole thing in one sitting happily. But if I'm going to go on like a grading scale, I want to say it's a solid B. Like it's, Yeah, like it's good.
Yeah, I would do the same because like for sure I liked it. I think I might have to split this though with somebody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of frosting on there.
That's true.
But I would definitely fight someone for that centerpiece.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, like if I was gonna split this with somebody,
You just give them the whole outer ring and then you take,
yeah,
I think that's the way to do it.
yeah.
Maybe to be nice, I'll give like a little corner, like a little triangle. So
You're nicer than I am. Yeah, and that's why you're in customer experience and I am a marketer. I would eat all of this
and then just kind of leave it out for someone and be like, no, that's how it was made.
Yeah, and maybe like try to like smush it together.
Well, there's a lot of frosting. You can kind of just cover over it. Maybe they notice it until they're in it and they're like, there's something I should have had here.
Yeah.
But you let them figure that out.
Yeah, and then force them to rate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna take a little breaky break and microwave the next one. This was, again, the standard.
Yeah.
I think, should we do the salted caramel?
I think so. I think that's the next move.
Yeah, okay. All right, and I feel like it's a good palate cleanser.
I was just about to say that because we go from super sweet to the sea salt to the final boss. And we need to be prepared for that.
Yes, yes. Okay, all right, we'll see you in movie magic time. All right, we are back, movie magic. This is the sea salt caramel.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the smell test this just smells like a standard cinnamon roll.
It's definitely got more cinnamon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, you could really smell the frosting.
Yes, you could.
Yeah. This one, it's a little harder.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's got like these little, I don't know if you can see this, but these little like white bits, I'm hoping that those are salt crystals, like big, giant.
I hope so.
Salt. If they're not, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Okay. Oh, goodness. This one takes muscle to get into.
Okay, this is very different than I expected.
Okay.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that was disarming, wasn't it?
There is an aggressive.
I'm not gonna lie, that salt just hit me again. That, like 100%, those are salt crystals. And those are intense. That was not an easy first bite. Like for sure, I feel like I'm like over here like
I feel like I've just been assaulted by a
I need to take a second bite. Just to make sure. I'm gonna go for the center part and just see. But that was
on the overpowering caramel is just like stuck to my lips too. Whoa. Okay. All right. Like look at all of that juiciness. Look at that pull. Look at that pull. Oh, we're dripping.
Wow.
We are dripping. Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
Round two. No.
No. Oh God, the salt.
The salt. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of like they just get you after. Like you don't know it's still happening to you.
I used to do this thing when I was a kid where if I hated something that we had like for dinner, I would chew it up and then I'd like stuff it in my cheeks like a chipmunk, and I really want to do that. I was like, okay.
This is a no for me.
This was an immediate flop.
Yeah.
F. I'm not. Cinnamon, what did you do? Like, what did I do to deserve?
They had to have one person who's like, I love the salt and I must have a lot of it. And there was just that one.
Like, what is this?
Yeah. And everyone else was like, probably not a good idea, guys. And they still did it.
Oh my God.
Like my mouth is watering and not in a good way.
I can't swallow it. Oh my God.
The spit can, you know.
I mean, this right there. I'm gonna swallow. I'm an adult. I can handle this.
Yeah, those two little bites, like those really, that was even too much. And those were like little baby bites.
I don't know. Oh God. And I don't like the grittiness in the teeth. Like,
And that was a brave bite you took there. You know, you really gave it your all.
I really did. That had everything on it.
No, it was too much.
Oh my God. I am traumatized. I never thought I would say that I'm traumatized by a cinnamon roll, but I am traumatized.
This was aggressive.
And not in like a good way. Like
I like love, wow, look at all the flavor, like taste all the flavors. Like, no, this was like, you're gonna keep tasting this one, whether you like it or not.
Right. Yeah, no. Nope. No. Starbucks, thank you for the chai, the extra big one, because I'm gonna eat it. Do you want, should I go get you some kombucha that's on tap?
I think the water, this needs to be like washed away, honestly, because it's not just the flavor, it's that the salt is still kicking in. And I don't know what kind of science that is.
Oh God. Oh my God. That was a mistake.
That's why you need the water.
This just made okay, so like Starbucks, their chai it's almost all sugar. It's almost all sugar. It made this taste bitter.
Yikes. That's saying something.
What if you just eat? Like,
I had to set that down.
Yeah, I have never been more disappointed by a cinnamon roll. Cinnamon, I mean, I'd love to have you as a Flip customer, but like,
we need to have a real heart-to-heart.
We need to have a conversation.
Yeah, because like, that's a little scary.
Stick a fork in it because it's dead. Oh God. Okay. Well, I think that makes us too. Okay. So like, I mean, I'm gonna say it. Cinnamon, you didn't know this customer. You did not personalize this experience for it to be what we needed. I have to wonder, like, what can brands do right now to better understand their customers, better speak to them, and how can they do it at scale?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where I feel like there's so many different ways you can do it, you know, from the marketing side, from, you know, the e-commerce through like user experience, through the customer experience side. Like when we have customers who reach out to us, especially like, I feel like the easiest way is when customers like, I need this order ASAP. We always ask, is it for like a special event? Are you going out of town? And I mean, because clearly, whatever reason it is, they want it fast. Mm-hmm. But then it's a good opportunity to get a little bit more details out of them because maybe it is for an anniversary or a birthday or a wedding. And that's like a really great way to personalize the experience, make it a really good one for them, deliver, and add that data to your data warehouse as well and be like, okay, these are all the customers who purchased this because they were going to a wedding or they wanted their whole bachelor, you know, their whole group of groomsmen to wear it. And I think that's something for me that I'm trying to figure out how I can do this by scale. Because I can't say that I have all the answers, but I am looking into more tools where I'm like, I can already do this with what I have. If I need to do it better, what can I use? And I think you also got to talk to, like from the CX side, talk to the other people in your company, like talk to e-commerce, talk to marketing, talk to your revenue team, or you know whoever's like analyzing all the data, because you're probably missing out on some of that info. And maybe those conversations aren't happening where like, hey, you know, you look at all this data you have to be using. How is that going to help you? Or from the CX side, we have so much. Always my favorite thing to say is like, it's not always about the quantitative data, but the qualitative data. And those specific examples, having that and, you know, hey, you can analyze it and be like, here's the overall sentiment, but sometimes it's those little call outs where it's like, this matters. And you can use that to do some really great things with your brand.
Yeah, I love that. That's brilliant. You know, it's funny because it's similar from the perspective of a marketer in the B2B tech space, because like, in my mind, and I said this when I was recording with Zoe and Roma the other day, like customer experience is everybody's job.
Yeah.
And for me, like I want to know our customers so well that like I can sit down and eat cinnamon rolls with them.
Yeah.
And be attacked by certain cinnamon rolls. No matter what, you want people that are engaging with your brand to feel something about your brand. and you want them to have a good experience with your brand, and you want them to, you know, for me, like, I want Flip to be the cutest robot.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And I want to be all of our customers' favorite vendor.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like phones, that's the channel that you turn to where something's really wrong.
Yes.
And you need an answer like now.
Right.
And customer experience is such a huge thing. So to be automating that, to have a robot answer those calls, like if you're not doing it right, it's going to immediately ruin it.
And you want the experience to be memorable, but it's good, not because it was right. And I think too, just like every brand is different, every customer is different, and you can do a lot of things consistently well. Like every customer is going to expect that you do the right thing. Right? So have that done. And then from there, find ways to make it more personal. And whether that's like, sometimes it might just be like random, like, wow, the little AI voice was so cute, or it was funny, or wow, that didn't sound like a robot, so I really liked it. To like maybe a specific agent on your team connected with them on something, you know, or like they just delivered something that made it really special. And then from there are so many other ways you can dial up the personalization. I think, you know, sometimes it takes a little trial and error, and you just kind of have to like do some stuff, see what works.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, all these things worked, whatever didn't work, you know how to like go forward and try to make a plan of like, how can I scale this with more automation?
Right.
Or, you know, how can I set some time aside every week or whatever to do these little things that maybe it's just 30 minutes of like sending some little emails or texts or handwriting a note. And that's going to make a difference, because that's what you want to build, you know, fans of your brand too.
Yep. I try to spend at least 30 minutes every week just engaging with our clients. We're all working so hard.
Right.
And we're all carrying so much. And if, you know, I can send somebody that works with us, like just a cute, like happy little text message that says, I hope you're having a great day. Like, let's meet up the next time I'm in New York. You know, that just, it turns somebody's day around.
And I think that's where like with tech companies as well, like in my, you know, as like the director of CX, obviously I'm going to expect certain things from the tech companies we work with, right? Like I, you know, expect a certain level of service. I hope that if I need help, you guys will help me. But then you can take that to another level of like when you can bond, or you feel like, wow, they really do care because they took time out of their day to, say have a great day. It's like, I know that if I'm really having a problem, they're going to help me. Or you, maybe, Christina, you will find someone to help me. Yeah, and that's what I think it is with our customers too, where if you learn the agent's name, the agent knows the customer's name, they'll remember that. And if, hey, there is an issue later, they're like, I talked to this person, she was so helpful, but now maybe we got to take it to the next step. And they trust that you will do the right thing. Yeah. And that's where it is too about like, you know, I have friends who, you know, work at some department stores where I wasn't friends with them before. I met them, I bought something from them, and I follow them on Instagram. They still talk to each other, and like, I'm not their customer anymore, but it's because we made a connection. And it's harder when you're in e-commerce because if you don't have any retail space and, you know, you can't do that face-to-face, you can't give someone a hug and things like that, but you can still achieve that. I totally believe you can still achieve that, whether that's live chat, email, phone, social, you know, you can still create it. You have to just be willing to.
Yeah. And I think, you know, the right tools will help you do that at scale.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
like we've got the word that I'm trying to come up with. That cinnamon roll is still just like right
Is your mouth just so dry right now?
Yeah. I'm glad I got the ice water because I need brain freeze. We have got this great feature that Michael at Hexclad, we all know Michael at Hexclad. Yeah. We love Michael at Hexclad. He requested that if anybody called into Hexclad and said his name, that it would immediately get escalated to him. Yeah. And it's little tiny features like that, or even like changing the script at the end of the call to say like, have a great flippin' day.
Yeah. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah. And you can put in these little with the right automation, you can put in these little nuggets.
Also too, sometimes like even just now, I feel like I just like had this thought of where I'm like, oh, you know, how can you scale this? You probably need additional tools. Not always, because like with us with Flip, what it does is it gives our team more time to do those things. Like I don't need to add on another tool to continue the automation. The automation is helping solve certain problems. But again, my team, when they are talking to customers who want to chat, they want to give their opinion or talk about why they're buying this, that's when that happens. They're engaging, they're creating memories, they're creating those moments of like, hey, my name is Caela. I'm so glad I helped you today. I really hope you have a great birthday. And like, if you want to ever email me again, like, just let me know how you like this. And that's where it is. Like, you just make those connections. And even if it's just a few, you continue to build that out. And then one of those people is going to tell their friends. And that's how you're just building that brand awareness. And it's good brand awareness and not like, don't ever contact their customer support team because you're going to be like, you know, you're going to be so mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, the automation, the right automation, it gives that white glove service because now, like, if I call to just see where my order is, I don't need to talk to a human.
No.
I don't need to talk to a human. And because I don't need to talk to a human and I'm getting my question answered, the next time I call in and I've got a more complex question, maybe it's a sales question, I get the white glove service because agents aren't focusing on the where is my order, or the can I start a return, or, you know, any of the other like just tier one stuff that a human doesn't need to be speaking to anyway.
Exactly. And that's where you have the ability to take the time to do that. And then you can turn those conversations into a sale, or, you know, you can bring that feedback, whatever you learn, back to your team. And it's like, you have to use those moments wisely rather than just like, you know, here's your order. Let me send you your tracking number. Please wait till it updates, you know, it's like, you can have that stuff automated, you know, but to talk about like, hey, you're going to an event, you need to have a bracelet for you, a chain for your brother, a ring for someone else. Like, how can we put this together? Let me help you put together a whole look for you and your friends, you know, maybe it's for something special. And I don't know, just like make the most of it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Like, let's automate what we can automate so that we can turn CX into a revenue channel. Like, let's do that.
Totally possible. And I know there are so many people who are, you know, like, no, that's marketing's job, or that's, you know, we need to focus, you know, conversion rate optimization, like e-commerce will take care of it. But with the CX team, like, we're there, you have a moment. You can make a sale, you can, you know, boost that LTV, and that's what's important. And because like you have that chance, why not take it?
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a palate cleanser because it's
still salty. I'm kind of scared that there's gonna be those little salt crystals and later it's gonna hit me at a random time.
Yeah.
I won't lie, I'm scared of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you know those people that are particularly salty people who like, every time you see them, you're just like, we need a clip of just me doing that. Whatever that was that just came out of me. That cinnamon roll is the equivalent of
100%.
So we're gonna go
in a opposite direction.
Yeah, so this, we had to save this for the last one because it's ridiculous. Cookies and cream, it's got Oreos on there. I've never microwaved an Oreo.
We're gonna learn what happens.
It's like, I don't know, it feels like microwaving a Twinkie. Like, both things are gonna survive an apocalypse.
Unless it's like the Oreo pie crust situation.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. This is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's either gonna be great or it's
another flop.
Yeah, stay tuned. Movie magic time.
All right, we'll get through this.
We're gonna get through this. I think we're gonna dive into this. This is just cookies and cream. I might be scared, but it's not gonna stop me. Okay, I'm gonna do an outside first. Oh God. Oh no.
Much better consistency in the bread part.
Although I gotta say, like, the bread doesn't have a ton of flavor.
I'm not entirely sure I'm actually getting the Oreo of the cookies and cream bit. I feel like I need to eat just one plain Oreo cookie to understand if that still contains flavor.
I'm gonna just go for that middle bit again, and because that's where all of the Oreo business is happening, at least on this one.
What if we've lost the ability to taste things properly after that last one?
We should not have done the salt. I mean, it was a certain kind of palate cleanser.
It was.
Not the right kind
to like
palate cleanser, but like a palate cleanser. Oh God, I don't even know where the middle is. Where are you? Where are you? I feel like I'm playing the game Operation.
Where is the center of the cinnamon roll?
It's like the Tootsie Pop. Oh God, this is not a bite that I can handle.
Oh, okay. That's intense.
Okay, I'm gonna. I'm
just go for it.
Oh, that's hot. Okay.
I think this one is also something you need water for.
This is the worst ASMR ever in the history of ASMR. Okay. So, this is fine. Like, I don't feel like
it's not bad.
I don't need to talk to my therapist about this one. The issue for me though is I don't love the flavor of a microwaved Oreo. Like, it does something to them.
It takes away a bit of the flavor. I also feel like I'm not getting cookies and cream on this. Like, I taste like a regular cinnamon roll.
But with chemical.
Yeah, like it's a weird aftertaste.
Yeah.
And it's almost too sweet.
It is. And
like now, I've got this aftertaste thing going on.
And it's like chemical-y.
Yeah.
But then like I when I see Oreos on something, like I want a little texture variation. I want a crunch, not the salt.
Yes.
Not the salt thing.
Not the salt.
But like a crunch, and this does not.
There's no crunch.
No crunch.
I would imagine if you could microwave it and then put the Oreo cookie crumbles on top, we might have a little bit different of a situation.
Yeah.
But still, then you still have the ones that are kind of like in the center.
Right.
And that still is what's giving that little aftertaste.
Yeah. It's also, I don't know if this is because of the massive bite, or if it's a different reason, but like it's stuck on my teeth. So, and yeah.
It's also, I feel like when I took my first bite, I was like, oh wow, I can really cut into this a little bit easier. And now I feel like it's hardening and I don't want to even try another bite.
Yeah.
Though the center situation's interesting.
It's, I mean, I've excavated a little bit here, but like you see,
you have way more cookie in there.
Yeah.
And this is like a very cinnamon center. But
yeah,
it's not like I'm gonna recommend this either to you.
No, but
it's not bad. I would say maybe if this was the first one we had, I'd be like, oh, okay, like decent.
Yeah, like it's fine.
It's fine. I just don't think the cookie crumbles adding anything. Like it's decorative.
Yeah, like it's a very cute.
It's cute.
Yeah, like,
especially if you are a cookies and cream person.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I would like to try that. I don't think it's adding anything to the cinnamon roll. It's like not.
No, but my teeth hurt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mine hurt a little bit. I'm thirsty. And I'm not really motivated to eat any more of this.
Yeah, so I mean, like for me, the first cinnamon roll was like, it was a polite flip. Like, yeah, I can eat that. That's fine.
Absolutely.
The second one obviously was like a flop in all caps with like multiple of each letter plus like a screaming emoji at random. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those like like radiation. Yeah. And then this one is like,
I feel like under different circumstances, it would be a flip. But it's not totally a flop either. It's so, like I don't know though. I feel like I'm being too nice. Like I'm like, oh, we're neutral, but I think it's
like a soft flop.
a soft flop.
Like the standard, the first one, like I can eat that again, that's fine.
Absolutely.
I'm not eating this again.
No.
I'm not taking it.
It's a nice idea. It's a really nice idea. I feel like you have like a little display. This might mean just for display. Yeah. It's just to like round out the look of it all.
Yeah.
But you don't actually eat it.
No.
Yeah, because I'm just, as I continue to poke this.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
No, not for me either. And it's what's interesting to me is like, I love a deep fried Oreo. Mm-hmm. Like I love to go to like a county fair or a state fair and eat a deep fried Oreo.
Yeah.
I was hoping that like, I mean, obviously like it's not being submerged in oil, so it's not going to be the same experience, but I was hoping that microwaving Oreos would like give me
similar.
Yeah, like some kind of
like county fair, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that at all.
No, I just got chemical and a weird texture.
I don't think these things are meant to be warmed up that way.
I don't, maybe.
Just later, we see like a thing about like, you should not be eating warmed up Oreos because of these things. And we'll just learn about that later when it's too late.
Yeah. Or like maybe cinnamon rolls are just not meant to be shipped in micro. I don't know.
There's got to be something else here. I think it's like the Oreos should be left out, sprinkled on top for a crunch, and not like really submerged in there. As well as, I think we need a different method of like the microwaving. Like, needs a little, put like a little wet paper towel in there to create some steam.
Yes.
Or it's like you need the oven situation,
right?
Where this is just not something to microwave,
right? Like it kind of is in an aluminum foil,
like
thing,
and put it in, and they come out all warm and gooey and like the way they're supposed to be, and not a little sad.
Yeah,
because that's what they are. They're just, they're a little bit sad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if we had the tools and the time resources to experiment more with these, like I would have ordered one of every flavor, and we would have like tried, reheating it in an air fryer and a toaster oven and a microwave, and like done a proper test.
We're working with what we've got.
We are working with what we've got.
And sometimes that's just how it is.
And sometimes that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yes, we're working with what we've got. Although I think that like, not to bring this back to tech, but like when you're working with what you've got, and what you've got is something that is flexible and a vendor that wants to work with you to build stuff out that you need and will use, that's working with what you've got in a way where it's like, okay, this is rad.
Yeah.
Right now we're working with what we've got, and it's sort of like I feel like I'm in a really shitty car and all of the tires have blown out, and
I'm a little nervous. This is altering our mental state.
Yeah.
I feel like we at the start of this, we're very optimistic. I'm not sure I feel the exact same way when I arrived here. Definitely going downhill, and I need water badly.
Well, and like we have water. I have chai. I'm afraid to try.
I know, right? I just need to guzzle down the water. But no, I totally think you're right, because like sometimes you just have to work with what you've got. I've talked to other brands too who are smaller than JAXXON, and it's like, I always told them like, what can you do right now that's going to bring you a quick win? Can make you feel good about it. It's going to solve a problem, maybe a little tiny one, but you can absolutely do it right away. And then what kind of budget do you have? If you have a budget at all, to put in some new tools, maybe start slow. Or, I think the great thing is working with your, vendors, your tech company to be like, I need help creating like an ROI calculator for this. I need to know that if I'm going to go to my boss and say, I need to spend, X amount of money on this tool, what do I think it's going to bring me back? And that's where like you can get help like that. And that's how like I like to develop these relationships with the tech companies I work with, because I don't always know all the information. Maybe I need to like really bring the whole story together so that I'm telling the right narrative, so that people who don't know as much about CX like we do, we can help explain that, and then really track to see, how you can make those little incremental wins over time.
Yeah. I love an incremental win, and I love tech partners that are partners.
Yeah.
They don't just say that they are partners, but they are actual partners, and
they're in it with you.
They're in it with you. And for me, my favorite flip customers are the ones that help us push the product forward. Like, if something's not working the way that you want it to, I want us to know that so that we can get it working the way that you want it to.
Right.
Because we are never building features that are not requested or not from learnings from our clients. We are not building anything that no one is going to use just because we think they ought to. We are building with our clients in hand and in mind. It's actually
going to work.
Right. And even if it's only going to work for one client, every bit of our product is being used. And I think that's how all tech companies should be.
Yeah, and I think it's about honesty too, because like, I'll say specifically with Flip, there's been times where I'm like, I don't know if this specific situation, I'm like, are we helping or hurting the customer experience? And rather than just giving a blanket, like, no, absolutely it's helping, being like, why don't we look into it? Yeah. Let's see actually what the numbers are, so we know if there is something needs to be fixed, we know what it is, or hey, here's the data.
Yeah.
And you guys have done that. And that's, I think, one of those great things to be like, it's totally fine, share what your concern is and work through it. Because either like, it really wasn't a concern, or how can we tweak all these other things, to work specifically for you and your brand.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And then like, we all feel good about it. And that is a real partnership. It's not just like, you buy into our service and we're going to do this. Like, it takes like, there's give and take there.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you can trust, what you're getting out of it, it's just so much less stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, none of that data is gated. Yeah. Like, it's your data, let's surface it.
Right.
And, from what I've heard, that phone data on calls, and at the granular level of like call by call data, but also like overarching data of like, how is this intent being experienced? Like, that hasn't really been a thing. And it's always funny to me when I listen to like one of the sales calls and people see the analytics and they're like, holy shit, like we can see every bit of the journey of this caller. We can see, like the sentiment that they came in with. Right. We can see that the intents that they've hit. We can see how the CSAT score was when they moved on to an agent, and we can see that agency over like average CSAT score. And I think it democratizes things. Like, it's your data. Let's give you access to it. Let's surface it so that it can be actionable for you.
Exactly. And I think sometimes like when you're in it, you don't always know like what data is important. Even myself, I'll be like, well, I know things, this particular thing is going well. What more do I need to know? Until, our account manager is like, did you know we can look into this? And sometimes it's about like, wow, I just didn't consider that. Yeah. And with like you guys specifically, like if you're able to see like, hey, a lot of these brands, like this is the information that really makes a difference, and to be able to share that, because sometimes, and we don't know everything, but with that kind of data, like you can really, you can get creative. You can find things that you can fix, or like, hey, I think just learning about what your customers are going through, learning about the sentiment of those calls, and there's just so many things you can do with it. And I think it's just taking the time to like learn how to use it.
Yeah. Okay, Caela, I think we need to have like a silly question.
Okay.
Because we've been through a lot. We have been through a lot.
I feel like the journey was unexpected. From that first cinnamon roll to the third.
Yeah.
I can tell, like, we've been going through some things.
We've been going through some things.
It's been a little tough.
Yeah. And like the conversation has been great, but like the food experience for me overall has been
I do feel a bit weighted down. I don't think I've taken more than like 6 bites of this cinnamon roll, and I feel a little bit like
things are happening, and I don't want to say this, but I've got to say it, but like the whole experience of the cinnamon rolls has been a flop.
I think there should have been a warning with these. Like, maybe there are like rules to eating cinnamon rolls, and we've just completely ignored those rules. I don't, like, maybe that's a thing. We just kind of went for it.
Yeah, we just kind of went for it. But honestly, like how Cinnamon could improve their customer experience, I would love to request a little bit more info on your DoorDash listing. I want some clarification that these are in fact like frozen cinnamon rolls that come to you and they're thawed out just enough that you can microwave them. We went into this completely blind.
Yeah, we did, which is pretty adventurous of us.
Super adventurous.
It's like, oh, cute cinnamon rolls, but no, this was like, we had to do some things with this.
Right,
like,
but neither of us came into this expecting an adventure, and we were put into an adventure against our consent. Like I
thought that's gonna be pretty simple, Even if you have to warm something up, they're cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamons are delightful.
Yeah, they're like,
I thought that it was going to be a home run.
This was intense.
This was really intense.
Yes. From where you think like, hey, we're talking about customer experience and all the fun things that come with it, and like, that salt thing, maybe combined with some like Q4 flashbacks, like you could be through it today.
Let's talk Q4. What are the things that help you get through Q4? That's not a silly question. We won't end on that, I promise you.
I will say planning ahead of time.
Yes.
Being open to like everything could go wrong.
Yes.
But it's really great when things go right.
Yeah.
Having a lot of contingency plans, and thankfully Q4 is holiday time, and taking time to yourself to recharge, to enjoy the holidays, watch some silly movies, listen to Christmas music, whatever you want. But I think the best thing is like letting go a bit and just knowing like absolutely everything could go wrong. But if you do plan, have a little faith in yourself, because like more often than not, things will go right.
Yes.
But just like don't be like, if one thing goes wrong, it's all, be ready for the unexpected.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say that like now is the time where you can plan and you can put things in motion.
Absolutely.
So that like you're on solid footing and going into Q4 on that solid footing, best foot forward. Like we've got redundancies, we've got contingency plans. And then when all hell breaks loose, like you're not quite as like frazzled and like scared about it. Take the times when business is slow to like, hey, here's my list of like, those were the kind of scary things that happened during Q4. And now I have the time to go back to it. Like, what would I have done differently if I wasn't so, panicked for time? Yeah.
And that's when you can make those, changes and talk to your operations team, figure things out, when it is slow.
Yeah.
But you don't have to feel so panicked when it is busy.
Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna do a silly question, and I've just thought of one. And this might be a little niche, and if it's a little niche, like, say Christina. Yeah, we should have had a safe word the entire time
100%.
We were doing this.
Like, I feel like I need to set this down.
I know, like, I'm just like, I love that you were just like poking at yours, like Q4. Oh God. Okay. So one thing that I really love is finding obscure sports.
Okay.
And just like going down the rabbit hole and exploring that obscure sport.
Yeah.
I don't want to participate in the weird sport, but like, okay, so if you had to do one of these two sports, which would it be and why?
Okay.
So the first one is competitive combat juggling.
Wow. Okay.
And it's like on a team and like you're hitting people with the juggling things and you're like trying to knock them down.
Okay.
The other one is, you know, those really wonderful Halloween costumes where it's like you're wearing an inflatable?
Yeah.
People wear those while ice skating.
Oh.
And then they do like ice skate dances. Like
that's the one.
Dressed as like a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like your vision of this, what kind of costume would you be wearing? What music would it be? Like, let's get weird.
Yes. Okay. So I would have to be like a unicorn or even like I have a Corgi.
Yes.
I would be in an inflatable Corgi costume because like that's just very on brand for me.
Pears.
Yes.
Pears. Because, I mean, a Corgi, the wonderful thing about Corgi is they are long and they've got the junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you can do that as a solo skater.
No, I think you need pairs.
You absolutely need pairs.
Yeah.
Big head, big booty.
Yeah.
And then like a tail that's just, because it's full of air, that it's just sort of doing this.
Yes. I think you need some kind of like very bouncy wrap. Or like some kind
of... Do I play
top.
Dochi again?
Something like that. And just be ready for silliness because you really can't mess that up. Because like Corgis are so funny and you just gotta do something really silly and people will just, they'll love the costume.
Yeah.
The inflatable costume. So it's win-win.
That is a perfect response. For me, because I'm Flip's biggest fan, I would get a custom Flipbot costume. There is this Engelbert Humperdinck song that when we were going through the rebrand, when we decided on the name Flip, we were trying to come up with like an ear con for Flip, and everything that was going through my head was this one Engelbert Humperdinck song.
Yeah.
And because yesterday I played a song on our recording and we did Dochi's Alter Ego.
Yeah.
Like my favorite song right now. I'm gonna play us out with this really wonderful song. Before I do that, Caela, what do you want to leave the people with, and what exciting things do you have coming up, and where can people connect with you?
Yeah, so absolutely. I think for me, really exciting this year. I mean, like both kind of as my own personal brand, but working with JAXXON, it's just like, I want to be as creative as possible this year.
Yes.
I'm a very creative person. I'm not afraid to try out new things and just see what works, see what doesn't work. So I think that's the thing I want to tell people is like, have fun with your job.
Yes.
Things get very stressful in the CX space, but if you have the time, try things out, see what works, listen to what your instincts say, you know, and have fun with it. But too, for me, like, yeah, being more creative, writing more this year. I love to write. And, you know, yeah, I think I'm just trying to like, LinkedIn is always the easiest place for people to find me.
Yeah.
I am trying to actually post things on Instagram. I'm not much a story person, but I love you. How hard it is for me to post on my timeline. I'm like, I don't, I'm like, is it good enough? Oh, well, there's another story.
We're millennials.
You know, yeah.
That's just who we are.
I'm still learning how to create reels, guys.
Yes.
I'm not afraid to say that. But hey, I might create a website this year for myself. So
can I help?
Please?
Yes.
Because I'm over here like, Squarespace, how do I create this? And it's a little stressful, I won't lie. I've got all the ideas in my head, but then when I sit there, I'm just like, maybe I'll just do this later.
Yeah. Let me help. This is what I love doing.
I love that.
Yeah, and I will not subject you to any more cinnamon rolls unless they're like really good. And I've made them myself.
I trust that.
Yeah.
I trust that because I'm gonna have nightmares about this. Not you.
No.
It's just the cinnamon rolls.
It's the cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. They were a little scary.
Yeah, they were a little scary. Okay, it's Engelbert Humperdinck time.
I'm ready.
Can we zoom in on this guy? Like, he's tan, he's bronzed, he has great hair.
Like real, like showbiz kind of
Milk diamond. But with a name like Engelbert Humperdinck.
I mean, like already just seeing that, like I know this can't be bad.
Okay, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm gonna turn the volume all the way up because
It's not for the invasion.
Caela, I love you. I love you.
It's been so fun.
I'm so glad that we got to do this together. I could not have done this with anybody else. Like, it had to be another Pisces.
Yes.
Because otherwise, like, if it had been like me with like a Cancer, we would have been crying. If it had been me with like a Virgo, I would be furious at the Virgo, and the Virgo would just be sitting there like, well, you didn't eat it properly because you should have gone in this order. Like any other person.
We used our emotions.
We go
through this.
Yeah, we did this in a really healthy way. Like,
we did. We're hit a little hard for it. I guide you. There will be nightmares.
Absolutely.
We survived it.
We survived it. Yeah, and like we got the anger out in the moment, and I'm really glad that we did, because that's the healthy way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, we could have thrown these like at the wall.
I would like to do that, but no, I thought about it. But I'm pretty sure that my antics got us kicked out of our old New York office. I don't want to also get us kicked out of here.
Yeah.
And I would be the person to do it. So
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Would you like to send the salted caramel cinnamon roll to that old office? Say, hey, thinking about you guys. You send it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I'm adding this to my list. Crazy things I might do.
Yeah, we're gonna get diabolical. I think all the time about things that I'm gonna light on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm sending someone a cinnamon roll. How can you really get in trouble for that? Can't.
Unless it's that thing, and then it's assault.
And I'll take it to court.
I'm happy to be a felon for that. Anyway, that's the sign off. I'm happy to be a felon for that.
That's where the cinnamon rolls have taken us.
Yes. Yeah. You are a flip in all caps, every letter.
Thank you.
Plus the robot doing a cute little winky wink at the end. Yeah.
Little wink.
Yeah.
I'm not great at winking.
I had to teach myself, and I practiced on my cat, and now my cat winks at me.
That's the funniest thing.
I trained us both.
Yes.
I didn't know I was doing that, but I did.
I feel, at least I'm not like Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek, where she blinks with both eyes. I can say like, it is a wink. It's just not a great one, but that's okay.
Yeah. I can't do one right now. Just given what this just happened.
It might trigger like an eye twitch at this point. Like the cinnamon sugar that are way through your body.
Yeah. And like the salt crystals that have like burrowed into your teeth and into your like.
It's making its way through my body, and I'm a little scared of what else it's capable of.
It's in that clear brain fluid stuff that like if you're having a stroke, it comes out of your nose. Yeah, it's like that. I'm basically having an aneurysm.
I think that's like a pretty... So you can't even finish the words.
No.
They stop.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the warning signs that should be on that. They may cause strokes.
I think we should just like fade to black at this point. I don't think we can sign off any other way. I just see y'all later.